Scientists analyzing 4,000-year-old animal DNA recovered from archaeological sites in Russia have made a discovery that not only shifts our understanding of ancient ecosystems, human-animal relationships, and mass migration patterns, but also opens an entirely new chapter in human origin science, revealing a genetic echo that points toward connections with Aboriginal cousin populations from an ancient shared migration wave, raising one of the biggest unanswered questions in evolutionary history. How could DNA extracted from animals buried in Russia's frozen soil carry genomic markers that reflect human populations who later diverged toward Oceania? And if these animals migrated with humans, or were traded by them, or followed the same survival corridors, could they serve as biological witnesses to human groups that vanished before forming modern civilizations, rewriting what we thought we knew about ancient extinction narratives? Because unlike human remains, animal remains are more abundant, better preserved in mass grave layers, and carry indirect but powerful genetic signals that reveal movement patterns of the humans who lived beside them, hunted them, traded them, domesticated them, or migrated alongside them. And these Russian animal remains were found preserved beneath stratified soil layers, locked in sediment older than the Bronze Age, extracted using advanced genomic sequencing, revealing haplogroup-linked residue markers, mitochondrial echoes, allelic homology, migration drift imprints, domestication-linked population bottlenecks, and environmental stress signatures that mirror the cognitive migration decisions made by early human groups who traveled across continents long before identity or written history could record them. And the real shock begins when phylogenetic overlap emerges between these ancient Russian animal genomes and upstream genetic branches linked to early human groups who once shared ancestry with populations that later split toward Australia and the Pacific. And this forces us to rethink a deeper scientific assumption. What if animals carried the migration history of humans who disappeared silently? What if animal DNA is not just ecological data, but a historical proxy for human movement? And what if the world's most isolated surviving human populations were once connected to genetic cousins who never survived long enough to form civilizations? And now imagine this. 4,000 years ago, Russia's climate was shifting, winters were harsher, summers shorter, megafauna populations declining, herding patterns more unpredictable, and humans migrating in microgroups, following prey corridors, river pathways, and coastal edges that once formed migration highways. Animals moving not by nationality or identity, but by ecological pressure. Humans moving not by ambition, but by survival. Survival dictated not by strength, but by numbers. Numbers shrinking, creating genetic bottlenecks. Bottlenecks trapping adaptability. Adaptability demanding immune diversity. Immune diversity collapsing under isolation pressure. Isolated gene pools expressing harmful recessive alleles more frequently, pathogens exploiting immune homogeneity, fertility thresholds collapsing due to mating network thinning, and migration routes disappearing due to rising post-ice age oceans, meaning extinction didn't roar, it whispered, leaving no monuments, no cultural memory, no folklore, no written identity, only bones and DNA. And this infant was part of one such whisper extinction lineage. And now, think about this. Scientists used to believe that human migration history must be decoded only through human bones, but this discovery suggests something more humbling, more analytical, more revealing. Animal DNA may sometimes be a more honest historian than humans themselves, because while human remains are rare, fragmented, ceremonial, or filtered by cultural burial bias, animal remains exist in mass, unfiltered, abundant, ecological, neutral, unbiased, and when decoded, they reveal not only their own migration story, but the migration story of the humans who once depended on them. And now we ask again, do you think animals carried early human migration history across continents? Do you think ancient Aboriginal ancestors were part of a much bigger genetic continuum than textbooks ever admitted? And do you think textbooks will update fast enough to reflect discoveries like this? Because the world of ancient DNA is revealing that extinction often comes not from one apocalypse, but from silent pressures stacking slowly over time. And these pressures include caloric scarcity winters, protein dependency collapse, herding pattern unpredictability stress, migration exit route flooding, immune diversity collapse, mating network thinning, fertility viability threshold shrinking, pathogen exploitation of immune homogeneity, neighboring population competition pressure, harmful mutation expression in isolated gene pools, recessive allele dominance in shrinking populations, ecological tolerance narrowing, adaptability collapse due to isolation filtering. And the final twist is not that these populations were connected. The twist is that we assumed they weren't. The twist is that we were just the lucky ones, the last ones standing from a tree that once held many parallel branches of humanity. And the next question is even bigger. If 4,000-year-old animal DNA in Russia can reveal lost migration waves that connect to early human groups who once shared ancestry with Oceania-bound populations, what other human cousin populations existed that never made it into the modern world? How many more lost human populations are hidden beneath the earth waiting to be decoded? And could ancient DNA rewrite history again? Because we are closer than ever to discovering erased chapters of the human story. So tell me this, do you believe early humans were more connected, more adaptive, more migratory, more intelligent, more genetically diverse, and more fragile than textbooks ever admitted? Do you think modern humans are humble enough to accept we are only one surviving branch among many that once existed? Do you think archaeologists will dig deeper after discoveries like this? Do you think geneticists will find more silent extinct cousin populations? Do you think climate change alone erased them, or was it isolation pressure stacking genetically, ecologically, cognitively, and competitively? Because now we must think critically, skeptically, and analytically. What if extinction was not a disaster, but a slow unraveling? What if survival was not superiority, but timing, numbers, diversity, and ecological luck? And what if animals were the final carriers of human stories erased before identity could form? So now I want to hear from you. Do you think ancient DNA still holds more surprises that could rewrite human history again? Comment below, hit like if you want more origin mysteries like this, subscribe if you want us to decode more ancient genetic echoes, turn on notifications if you don't want to miss the next discovery, because more DNA is frozen, more mysteries are buried, and the next one might change everything we know about humanity's earliest cousin populations. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay analytical, stay skeptical, because history isn't finished, it's waiting to be sequenced.